I love this time of morning. It's so quiet. I can hear the school finishing up one of its last days. Thank you for joining me. This is Tasha at Tasha's Tiny Homestead. I am walking my garden as usual. My favorite time to do this is in the morning or just as the sun going down. So I pulled my peppers out here. They were getting no sun on the porch. The Japanese maple was blocking it out. So I pulled them off so they can get some direct sun because they are flowering. This one looks so sad. Its leaves are curled. I don't think it... So hopefully I can get some peppers off of it before it goes haywire. There is what appears to be aphids on there. Obviously it's probably why it looks so sad. So I've been using a water dish liquid solution on here to kind of smother out the aphids. I do that maybe nightly because it's not going to harm them, not going to harm the plants. I just don't get them on the blooms. These are my jigsaw peppers. Aren't they pretty? They are flowering. You can see some of their flowers down here. We have some flowers over here. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's Lesya, how you pronounce it? Lesya. It's a sweet pepper. I have mine tied with some extra string I had. Apparently, I did not tie this one, but I need to. That might be a Jimmy Nardella. I'm not sure. I do not top my peppers. So if you notice, my peppers are very tall, very lanky. Some more flowers. I love the purple flowers. And then over here is some of our super hots. Death Spiral. I have planted ghost pepper. And a Brazilian starfish. I don't know which one that is. I hope that's one of these ones because a lot of my peppers got damaged over here in the frost and I did lose some. And so I'm hoping that that Brazilian starfish is one of these. I love the foliage on here. It's just beautiful. So anyways, let's go take a walk. You see the pests are still wreaking havoc on my peppers. Here are some Ruckers I planted in between. Ruckers are a indeterminate, they are a determinate tomato, known for like your typical ketchup tomato would be like the Ruckers. They are still getting damaged. I mean, you can see something is wreaking havoc. So I'm going to continue to spray. I have to get some more Captain Jack's dead bug, but I don't. At this point, I'm trying to use way less of anything because a lot of things are fruiting. You see this tomato or cucumber plant. I transplanted this out here. It is happily commingling in with my tomatoes. It is huge. It's the biggest cucumber plant I have ever grown in my entire life. Like, I don't have luck with cucumbers. This is the tallest, biggest cucumber plant I've ever grown. It's almost at the top of my trellis. So it's got to be about 5 feet. 4 feet, maybe 4 feet, 4 or 5 feet. You can see it going all the way in here. And I end up letting it sprawl. So it actually goes down here. And then it runs into back in here. These are some squash plants that were accidentally planted in the wrong spot. Okay. It's so densely packed in. It's like a forest. I love it. But I have to really be on top of pest control because it is so thick and disease. You want to get rid of all of that. So I'm constantly out here looking through here. And that's the reason why I didn't know I had tomatoes growing, because it's so thick I couldn't see in here. Some more Rutgers I have planted in between here. Some more peppers. Another Rutgers. Look, I didn't prune my tomatoes this year. I did come in here just, I think, yesterday and start taking out some branches, so you can see where I cut it here. And then you can see where I cut it here, because it was just, they were laying on top of my peppers and everything. So I think I cut 2 or 3 branches off, and that is it. Other than that, I have not pruned my tomatoes this entire year. I've had more fungal disease than I've had pest disease so far. And this is so opposite of the way it was for me growing in Florida. In Florida, I never, ever, I was in Florida for a decade, ever had such beautiful plants. Ever. So I'm so thankful and impressed and in love and amazed. So here is a pepper plant, and then here is a tomato. That is a sucker. I let my suckers grow. So that's what these are. These are sucker plants. And if you see, there's lots of blooms on the suckers. I wanted to get the most yield. I wasn't concerned about if they were 2-pound tomatoes or 1-pound tomatoes. I want the most because I'm canning everything that I am growing, and that is why I'm growing them, for canning purposes. So I want the biggest yield. I let all of my suckers go. That's why it's so densely packed in here. And I think they're about a foot apart. The plants are about a foot apart, maybe a little bit less. I don't measure. So maybe 12 inches, maybe 10 inches. That is what it looks like when you plant your tomatoes like that. Now, the mistake I made when we put this fence in was not raising it off the ground. Usually I like to raise it up about 6 inches. That would have gave me an additional 6 inches. Desperately I'm going to need, because if you see, they are getting pretty tall. I started all of my seeds indoors. I always start everything indoors. I don't direct sow anything. So I need to be able to. I think I hear my neighbor coming, so I'm going to pause it here for a second because he has a very, very loud truck. I don't know why I said that, because I can literally see my neighbor's truck across the street. So anyways, in here you can see that is a bean that was transplanted. It is mixed in here somewhere. I don't know where that bean goes. I don't know. I see the top right there. I also have a bean plant over here. This one is just starting to flower. Again, here is a cucumber plant that was transplanted. Now, I don't know where the base of that plant is. I can see it over here. Again, it's just sprawling. I don't even think I noticed this was even over here. Ooh, baby tomatoes! Look, 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 look! See, you can't. Oh, another tomato back there. Look. Let me see. Oh, where is it? There it is. See it back there? There it is. Yes. That's what I'm saying. You cannot see these things growing back there because it's so thick. I just seen it. Here's another one. Oop, I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus, but there is another one. You can see my cucumber flowers back there. Like I said, I don't know where the base of that is, but I can see it coming around here. I don't even know where that came from. I did randomly plant some seeds in there because I had space. I thought I did, I really didn't. I believe in stuffing your garden full. Look at these blooms. Big, beautiful blooms. This garden is my pride and joy. Gardening is my pride and joy. It's so relaxing, and you know, when you have things like ADHD, it's very calming to my soul. Let me see some. Those red ones are beans. Look at Mama Bird. You can hear her. You can hear the babies in there. They're like, feed me. And the crazy thing about it is that multiple birds laid eggs in there, and they all come back. All the different varieties of birds. There will be a bluebird. There will be a like a sparrow or a robin. There'll be a robin. I mean, they'll come and take turns and feed all the babies in there. So, crazy story. We had a big storm the other day. I get up in the morning, I look out my window like I do every morning to look at the birdhouse. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. I ran outside. It had fallen over into the bushes. And thankfully, when it fell down backwards so that it was on its back and the birds didn't fall out. Ugh, I almost died. More peppers. This is a nice big bushy pepper plant. This one is getting ravished. I mean, just ravished, and you see. But they're trying to outgrow it, so we're going to see how that goes. You can see where there's a lot of cut down branches here. I had late blight on this plant very, very badly. I've seemed to be able to slow it down, but yeah, my first time ever having late blight. These are some jalapeno peppers that I got from Home Depot, big box store. I had planted some, but for some reason, and they were tall, big plants. I don't know how I lost them, but somehow I lost them. And I wanted jalapenos this year, so I went and got some. And I also went and got some sweet potato slips. Here's late blight back here. See if you can pick it up. Nope, the sun's in the way. I do see a late blight on a couple leaves back there I want to get. This here is a sucker. You can see it goes all the way back there. It's a huge sucker. Let it grow. I let it lay down like that, and I'm gonna let it grow. In the wild, tomatoes are not up on, I mean, they'll grow like this, but they'll grow on the ground. They'll sprawl right on the ground. I let them sprawl before and just pick them up and just put them away. Now, you do lose a lot to bug damage, so that is the trade-off. This here amazes me. This is literally only 2 plants. This big thing. I think one is Aunt Ruby's German green. And you can see how thick the stalks are down here. That is literally just 2 plants. It is huge. Oh, tomato growing. Ah, the sun. There it is. Yay! How exciting! Oh my goodness. I love, love, love it. And I don't label my plants, as you can tell. I label them in the house, but I don't label them once I put them outside. I like a surprise garden. Look how thick and massive this is. Again, I believe this is 1 plant. This is, yeah, big blooms coming on here. Look at a little basil plant that did nothing. It's just... This is the plant that suffered from late blight. You can see the browning on there, but I also see a tomato. Look, so we'll see how that goes. I'm starting to see some little red bugs. So I'm gonna have to come out here and spray. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so the trash man hat came. So let me show you what I found. I found the first pest of the year. Ooh, I see another one. You can see them right there. They are also on the leaves of this plant, and I can see one back there. So I'm just spraying with this mixture. It's in this bottle, but it's cleaned out. It's just Dawn dish liquid, some water, and a little bit of cooking oil. And I'm coming through here. These don't have any blooms, so I'm trying to avoid spraying the blooms. Here is some late light that I have to actually pick off, and I will, but right now my main thing is trying to get this plant sprayed down. Now, if I don't see anything on the plants, I don't spray the plants. I try to do as less as possible. Okay, so that is the first pest of the season. Actually, no, I think I did see aphids. I had aphids on my beans and some of my tomatoes, which I'm going to go spray. This looks like some disease here. So I'm going to come through and pick this off. Hard to see, but this ugly thing that is suffering desperately over here was a Brad's atomic grape. I say every year I'm not going to plant those because I don't like those. Ooh, I see this like this little parasitic wasp or something flying around. So I'm going to stop spraying. You don't want to spray when the bees are coming out, when the pollinators are coming out. This is really a time I don't want to spray, but as soon as I seen that, I went ahead and sprayed it down. You also don't want your leaves wet. When the sun comes out, it can burn the leaves. So I'm really hoping that these leaves will quickly dry out. I'm hoping that this mixture will smother those. You can see them there. And I'm just gonna crush what I can see. There's one leaf. Yeah, I'm just gonna, the ones I can see, I'm just going to kill them. Okay, so keep going, keep going. My bean plants always have aphids. I've never seen more nothing beats okra. Okra has aphids real bad too. But my bean plant, underneath the leaves, always have aphids. I have lots of blooms. Everything looks good over here. Look at this flower cluster here. Pretty cool. I know I'm passing tomatoes because I found them yesterday, but of course, here they are. Here they are. Here again is another sucker that fell. I don't know if it's going to survive that tear or not. I need to get it put up. But it's got blooms growing on it. Here is the back side of that cucumber plant that was transplanted. I'm just letting it sprawl and do its thing. You can see this plant here has some peppers. Or not peppers, tomatoes. Pretty impressed. There is cucumber plant. Again, like I said, I'm just letting them sprawl. I have some over here. Oh, here's my tomatoes over here. The trash man was here and the dogs were going crazy, so I had to get my spray mixture anyways. It was the perfect timing. Again, you have to really be up. You see how dense this is. I have to really be up on it with pest control. There's probably tomato. Oh, look, tomato. Oh, wait, that's the same plant. It's the backside. I was like, oh, hey, look. There's probably tomatoes growing in here, and I don't even know it because I can't see it. See, this is a sucker. You can see cucumber plants mixed in here. They do beautiful in here, and I like the fact that those tomatoes are going to shade those out enough that maybe they'll keep producing a little bit longer. So let's see. And then these plants are just now seem to be coming of their own. These ones over here are a little smaller. They may be Romas. Some of these are Romas. That could be why they're smaller. These were also the ones that were affected by the frost. But I'm anxious to see which one of these are Romas. I am really excited about how things are going this year. My peppers are bouncing back from the frost. It's still pretty weedy, and sometimes I'll come out here and pull a handful, but that's about it. My potatoes, let me put my spray down. Potatoes are looking good. This potato plant is looking excellent. Another potato plant, and then some peppers that some more of those jalapenos I had bought a pack of 6 for like $5.98, so I couldn't pass it up. And then over here, these peppers never really came out of when they were affected by the frost. They just suffered. They really never did come out of it. So when they started to flower, I just let them flower. I'd rather get some. Some of these I'm probably not going to get any from. They're just such bad condition. So they said I did lose quite a bit, and that's okay. I am appreciative of what I have. Scoot back. This is such a beautiful plant. This is one plant. This is one tomato plant. Thankfully, I only see, I don't know if those were aphids or what, probably. I only seen the one plant that had them so far, so. Oh, look. Yay, tomato. Ah, yes, I'm so excited. And I'm like this every year. Every year I grow and I get my first, it's not even my first fruit. I'll be like this all season long. Most of these varieties I've never grown. I don't think I've grown any of them. So they're new to me. I've never had such luck with them before. These ones don't look so bad. These were the most recently planted. But again, they're pretty stunted. I should have picked off the, the little flowers, but I decided to let them go. Just let them go. And here is the back side, and I got some Romas. I'm waiting for them to get settled in and start growing over here. Over here is some more of those pepper plants. Some super hots over here. Look how beautiful the leaves are of the super hots. Is that one plant? Oh, that is one plant. How beautiful. Wow. I am impressed. I still have some tomatoes I have not put in the ground yet. If I don't, I'm going to lose them, so I really need to. This is a super hot, and then there's another one. This one is dealing with some type of, I don't know. Look at the flowers. Look at how pretty these purple flowers are. And they're just beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's go take a look and see last thing what's going on the side back here, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, this is the side of my yard. My yard actually extends all the way in the back there. I got a half an acre I'm sitting on here, but it's wooded. So over here is my squash and watermelon and cucumber bed. It's just now starting to do something here. Now check this out first. Those cucumbers were also transplanted. Look how tiny they are. They're just now starting to do something. Over here, this is what happens when your garden is shady. When I planted here initially, it got full sun and I didn't realize, but that's because this tree hadn't filled in yet. So I'm going to actually cut that tree down. It is infected with some type of disease. I talked about that in previous videos. You can see on the leaves, every leaf is like that. So we have, so those cucumbers, and they're not doing much because they're in too much shade. Now they'll get sun for maybe a couple of hours, but not a lot. So here's some watermelon that I replanted because my transplants did not do well at all. I lost all of my transplants that I had for squash and watermelon. And those are two things people say that you shouldn't transplant. I would say you can always experiment, but I probably won't transplant again. These back here were transplants. They're just now taking off because the weather's really just now starting to kind of stabilize. Our spring was super, super wet, and the weather was up and down, up and down, up and down. This is my first spring here in Georgia, so I'm learning. I replanted here because those didn't come up. Oh, bug flew in my ear. I replanted wherever you see those empty spots at where I planted something they didn't come up. So I replanted here. These are squash plants, and we're just going to let them vine. We're going to let them vine out. You can see my tomato trellis. You can see it's very, very muddy. I have nothing down in my walkways that is straight Georgia clay. I walk between the rows that way. So I am seeing what appears to be powdery mildew. So I'm going to come in here and spray. Can't believe I have powdery mildew. These are finally taken off though. Ooh, squirrel. These are finally taken off. They were just stunted forever. So yes, I have powdery mildew. Is that a spider inside of there? No. But they are finally doing something. Poor germination still. You can see, so hopefully the other ones do better than those ones did. I have a problem here with Asian beetles. They love to eat my cucumbers. Actually, that's not powdery mildew. I actually have put diatomaceous earth on my plant. That's what it was. And it rained, and that's the residue that's left. And they actually look better because those Asian beetles were just tearing them up. I have some watermelon back here. They obviously been shaded out. They have not grown at all. See them? They're not doing much of anything. My Mexican sour gherkin, I transplanted those. Those died out. I think this is maybe a remnant of one. Those are one thing I will direct sow, will be cucumbers. And I'll show you what those look like. I want to direct sow. So the ones in this whole row, nothing came up. So I replanted that whole entire row here. We only had this one plant come up here, so I replanted that entire row. There's actually one on the end, I lied. One on the end. I replanted this row here. I think this is squash. Some of them came up, as you can see. I garden barefoot, so I'm walking in this heavy clay barefoot, and my feet will be the color red. I don't know why I do it, but it's comfortable to me. I like my feet close to Mother Nature. Okay, we're wrapping this up, and I want to say thank you for staying with me. We'll call this an ASMR garden video. If you just like listening to people jibber jabber about plants, I do like to do some long ones. They're fun. I did replant over here, or maybe I didn't. It doesn't look like I did. I don't think I did. Maybe I didn't. These are some direct sowed, I don't know, watermelon squash that came up. I gotta hill those up, but they are doing okay. Back here is my okra. Over here was my eggplant that didn't come up. I replanted that. Over here is my direct sowed cucumbers. They look beautiful. Again, the sun, when it does shine, it shines back here. It starts about midway and then it goes back. I replanted a couple things here. I gotta hill these up. But the clay is very, very wet because we've had a lot of rain. So I'm gonna mix in some garden soil with it or compost to lighten it up. And then I'm gonna hill it up, but it's still very, very wet. Here is the cucumber slips I just planted out yesterday or 2 days ago. They're already taking some pest damage. Or one of them is. I think I might have had some issues with that one before, but we'll see how those go. Anyways, we have come to the end of our tour. Thank you guys for spending the last 32 minutes with me. I really appreciate all of you. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. I have some short reels, and not all my videos are this long, but I do like to jibber jabber in the morning. Anyways, thank you for joining me at Tasha's Tiny Homestead. I look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye-bye.